Tonight we're down at Space for Kehakuma and we're going to be catching up with German techno DJ producer Gregor Tresher. Let's go find out what he's got to say and check out some of his tunes. We're upstairs on the roof terrace at Space Ibiza. Kehakuma is tonight, it's Wednesday night, and we're here with Gregor Tresher. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very good, how are you?
Yeah, really good. Welcome to Ibiza.
Thank you.
How long have you been coming here for?
For this day or in general?
In general.
Not so long actually, maybe like 4 years or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not so long.
And did you first come as a DJ or did you come to listen to?
Yeah, I came as a DJ for the first time. Yeah, I have never came here for partying before somehow. I don't know. It just never happened. Yeah.
So you got booked straight up. Most DJs that we've chatted to in the past have been like, I've been coming here for 10 years and 20 years and finally I got to play. But
yeah, as I said, somehow it just never happened that I came here as just to go to parties. I don't know why.
Well, it's obviously a good sign that people like your music.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah. Yeah.
And what about Space? You know, have you played Space before?
Yeah, I actually played it the first time 2 weeks ago, so it's my second gig tonight, and this is, I mean, I played here 3 times this season, coming back in September with Ovum, for Ovum.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's my second gig tonight.
And what do you think?
Well, last time was on the terrace, that was amazing, it was really good. And this time it's at the main room for the first time, so discoteca, yeah, that's what you call it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, last time was really good, so.
Must be quite amazing playing on the terrace. I was going to ask you to compare the 2 rooms, but you haven't played the discoteca yet.
I've seen it last time, but the music was completely different. And I think tonight on Kehakuma they have more of the same kind of style in both rooms, so yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of styles then, you know, you've obviously been booked for the style of music that you play. I mean, you know, there's been things written about you and saying that you're constantly developing and you're always experimenting. But, I mean, how do you describe the type of music that you play?
I would basically say it's techno. That's what rounds it up best in the end. But I try if I'm doing. I mean, tonight I'm just playing 1.5 hours, as all the DJs are just playing short sets, so you can't really build up a rise and fall in your set for 1.5 hours, right? But well.
How long would you normally play?
I don't know. If you play like for a whole night, or if you play like for 3-4 hours, then you got more of a chance to build up and slow down in the middle and build up again. And I mean, I play everything from deep house to techno. I just play what I like. I don't have like this certain kind of style that I'm only playing. No, I just try to do everything I like, play everything I like.
And does it also depend on where you're playing? For example,
yeah,
you know,
of course it does, yeah.
A festival or a super club?
Of course it does. If you play like a festival or a club like this where you only play a short set, then you try to, well, I try to, you want to entertain people, of course. You don't play like deep house in a kind of this club on this stage, right? But yeah, the shorter the sets, the more compressed you have to show your music and your style of music.
And what about comparing it? I mean, you do a lot of touring, and you know you play in many different locations. You know, from sort of underground bars to big festivals. Does it change each time? I mean, I know you've just explained now that you do a 1.5 hour set, but would that be the shortest that you do?
No, I mean, you know, you play as long as you're allowed to, as long as they want you to play, right? But I mean, 1 hour is probably the shortest you do. Yeah. What was the question?
No, I was just comparing playing in the smaller places as well.
Yeah, it's completely different to play like a big festival or a small club, of course. I mean, the vibe is completely different, the energy is different. Yeah, it's completely different.
Do you have a preference?
No, I wouldn't say I have a preference. I mean, right now in summer, all the festivals are on and I really enjoy it. It's great, but I wouldn't say I have a preference, no.
When did you first start getting into DJing? I mean, when did your affair with electronic music begin? What's the attraction?
Well, I started to go to clubs when I was a teenager, like in the early 90s, like 92 or something. And my first gig was actually 93. in a real club. Well, I used to be a bedroom DJ before that as well, but I started to play. Well, my first gig in a club was '93, and yeah, it developed from there. So I do it for a living now for like 6-7 years. So it took quite some time to do it for a living. But that's what I always wanted to. So
there was no question.
Well, actually, of course. Yeah, if you say that now, you can easily say that now. But yeah, I always hoped it would work out. Yeah.
And what about? I mean, technology has changed so much over the years since 1993, when you said you just did your first gig. You know, when did you change? Obviously you start off with vinyl. When did you do the switch to CD?
It was kind of a process that I always used to play vinyl, and then then it started to that you don't get the newest tracks on vinyl anymore. You get them sent per promo or per, you know. It started off like this, that you had this one track that you definitely wanted to play and you only had it on CD, so you started to incorporate one CD player. Then you had two. Then it moved. No, I still play two, but then it moved to a point where you had more tracks on CD and then on vinyl, and then the point was when I was playing a set and I ended my set, and after 3 hours or something I turned around and I looked at my record box and I didn't play one record, and one vinyl record. Yeah. And then you have to be honest and say, look, I'm a CDJ now.
I'm a CDJ now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's nothing.
Line and sinker.
Yeah, in the end, it's. I mean, all this technology talk is. I don't really. You know, in the end, you have to just be comfortable with the technique you use and still be entertaining in how you do it. You know, I don't want to be looking at a monitor like for my whole set. I think that doesn't look right. And even
with the crowd.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's. I still have this thing that I don't know. With the CDs, it's kind of a. It's the same as with vinyl. You take this one, because I only burn like 2 tracks on one CD always, and so I have still have this going through records thing, and well, not records but CDs, and changing every CD after every track. So it's still kind of the same routine that I had with vinyl. So that's why I enjoy it.
Well, speaking of routines, what about changing those routines? And you've obviously tried the new CDJ 2000s, and you've used the mixer. Are you looking forward to trying out the new USB function? Is it something that you're looking to use?
I didn't really think about it yet. I mean, I read about this program now that's coming with it. What's it called? I don't know. Record box, yeah. And that's kind of how you prepare your set then, right? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. For me, also a good thing about the CDs is the limitation you have with the amount of tracks you have with you. That's what always scares me of the. Well, not scares me, but what always doesn't feel right with if you have your laptop with you, that you have all these huge amount of tracks, and I mean you have to obviously to prepare the set list. So I don't know. I'm just not there yet. You know, I just feel it's right to have these CDs with me.
And what about the new mixer? You know, something that you mentioned earlier that you're really enjoying.
I mean, I read about it, and I always play on the Pioneer mixer. I never play on any other mixer. And when I came to a gig in Austria a few weeks ago actually, there was the new ones. They had the new one. And I was like, oh, what's that? And then I looked and I saw it's the new one, and I had a great time playing on it. It was really good, and I'm looking forward to have it all the time actually. So,
is there anything in particular that really stood out for you? That helped you with your set? Or?
Yeah, the integration of the effects was great. I mean, I think there are more effects on it as well, and the touchscreen, of course, is great. The only thing I wasn't sure about were the filters, because they're now different than they were before. So.
Like, stop changing things.
Yeah. Because that's why I love the mixer, because of the filters you have. And they're changed on the new one, but I think they're still alright. So
I'm sure if someone who's been doing it for quite some time, you'll work it out eventually.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I worked it out that night as well. So yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thanks for catching up with us. It was really nice to chat with you and to meet you. And well, we're looking forward to going and hearing some of those tracks you've just been talking about.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Cheers.